Here's how to add your Roblox avatar to thumbnails really easily. It doesn't need Roblox Studio, it doesn't need Blender, and you don't even have to manually position and pose your avatar. Now, for the sake of making a better video, I'll be explaining both how to make it without Studio and with Studio, because I actually use both styles on my channel. Anyway, let's not waste any more time with the yapper yapper and begin, because as far as I'm aware, nobody has actually spoken about this really easy method before. So you want to head onto Roblox and make sure that the avatar you want on your thumbnails is set as active. For me, I'll just use my main avatar, but you use whatever. Now head into this game right here. It's linked in the description, but you might actually know it because it's not designed for making thumbnails, it's just a regular game, but it has a feature which we can use for your actual YouTube channel. So once you are in the game, you want to head into your house and sit down at your PC. I don't know if there's a tutorial if you've never played before, but even if there is, it won't take long, and all you need to have unlocked to do this method is the PC, and I think you get one for free straight away. So yeah, sit down at your PC and open up the Photoshop app here. Now basically what you do is you click and it makes a thumbnail for you. But the avatar pose that you see here isn't the same every time, so you can cycle through making different ones until you find a pose that you like. So here's one that I found. I quite like this. It's got your hands on your head. It's a good thumbnail face. I'm going to strategically not finish the rest of this thumbnail because it just makes it simpler in the editing stage, but it doesn't matter if you do finish it. But now basically what you're going to want to do is just snag a cheeky screenshot of this, and we are now going to actually head off Roblox. That's it done, into a photo editor of your choice. I'm going to use Pixlr because it's free, but you use whatever you like. Alright, so when you're onto your photo editor, you want to make a custom sized blank canvas. So you'd press create new. The dimensions you want are 1280 by 720 pixels. That's the normal size for a YouTube thumbnail. It might have a preset, like as you can see on Pixlr here does, but if not, there will be a custom size. You put 1280, 720, and then just hit create. Now you've got a completely blank canvas. Stick in the screenshot that you've got, and the first thing you're going to want to do is go to whatever cut tool you've got and just clean up the image a bit, getting rid of all the unnecessary bits. So just get an outline of it like that. So now you are going to want to go into detail and cut out everything that is not strictly avatar, basically. So you use whatever cut tools your photo editor has. It's a little bit time consuming, but you will thank me if you make it look as good and as clean as possible, because you will really tell the difference in the finished product. And by the end you will have a cleaned up, transparent image of your avatar like so. Now we are going to make a sort of template that you can copy and paste when you're making specific thumbnails, so you don't have to go through this entire process every single time. We're just going to do a few simple steps that will make this look much more professional. First off, you're going to duplicate the layer, so then you've got two of them, and you're going to take the adjustments, go to brightness and contrast, and take the brightness all the way down and take the contrast all the way up to basically create a completely black outline of what you've just created. Now you want to go onto it and take the opacity down, you know, about 75%, whatever you want, and then using the arrow keys just offset it a little bit, going down and to the left. This is going to create a shadow effect when you put the original image over the top, which is just going to make the entire thing look a little bit cleaner, a little bit more professional, and get those few more clicks. It doesn't look like much yet, but I promise once it gets put into a thumbnail, you are going to thank me for adding these small details. Now you're going to want to select both of them and link them together. Position your avatar in the bottom corner like so, and make it as big as you can. See, this is now a template that we are going to add into every thumbnail you make. So go ahead, save this to your computer, because I'm now going to quickly share some tips and tricks for making the specific thumbnail. Right, we're now in a new blank thumbnail, and we're going to import that image that we've just made. Right, it's now in like so. First thing you're going to want to do is import a big rectangle, put it over the top, and position it behind the picture like so. Basically, we're going to recreate the thumbnail style that was in the YouTube Simulator Z game, because it's a pretty good looking thumbnail. Make the background a bright colour that contrasts with your avatar. I'll go for a lovely yellow. Now you're going to want to go onto Google and find yourself a gradient. I've already got one, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it right here. It's just like a rectangle gradient. You're going to want to stick that right next to the block of colour, and position it behind. These are the little details that nobody will notice, but it'll just make the thumbnail as a whole look much more professional. Now the actual theme of your thumbnail will go into this space here, so if you're doing a pack opening, you can have pictures of packs. If you're making a tutorial of something, you're going to have the subject of the tutorial right here. So here's just a random picture I found on my computer of me on the global leaderboard for a game. Maybe your video is how to get on the leaderboard, I don't know. Position it behind everything else that you've currently got so it overlaps like this. You can position it, you can add whatever you like. Now obviously this wouldn't be ideal because it's got like 2 avatars of me, but it's just an example. I'll put some pictures on the screen of real thumbnails from my channel that I've made for past videos. Hopefully that should give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Now before I go on to explaining how to make them in Roblox Studio, I'm just going to walk through the key thing you need to remember when making thumbnails. Basically, a good thumbnail has 3 main components. So if you've made this template, you've already got 1, if that makes sense. This is 1 component. Your image here, that's 2. So what you would want to do now is add on some text. So if we're taking this example of how to get on the leaderboard, I would use as few words as possible that sums up the video. So maybe something like global leaderboard fast, as you can see there. You know, it's not in any fonts, it's not in anything yet, but you can add things like outlines, different fonts, different colors, all of this to make your text stand out. Something like this. Now I made this in 2 minutes, so obviously it's not perfect, but you get the idea. 3 main components: your reaction, your main image, and some text. So that's the easiest way of getting your avatar into a thumbnail and making it look professional. But if you have a little bit more time and you're prepared to learn a potentially harder new skill, I'm going to really quickly explain how to make these thumbnails in Studio. If you don't care about this, you can click off now, but if you want to add another skill to your repertoire, you can stick around as well. So now head into Studio and open up a blank workspace. This is the world that I use to make my thumbnails, so obviously I've already got a bit of a green screen, I've got grass, I've got blue sky. I'm going to assume you don't have any of the plugins yet, so you want to go into View, Toolbox, Plugins, and just type in like Avatar or something. Now there are plenty of avatar inserters that are free, don't pay for anything, but I've got this one, it's quite good, but as I say, get any old avatar loader you want. Then go into plugins here on the top and open up, I've actually got 2 avatar loaders, but here type in your username, as you can see there, that's me, import R15, and here we have a beautiful avatar of me. So now obviously this looks rubbish, you know, it's lifeless, it's got this weird username over the top. But all of these are really easy fixes. Select it, just take away the name, put a few spaces, that gets rid of that problem. Now hold Alt and you can select different areas of the avatar to move around. You can do a variety of horrible things to it. There are plenty of tutorials on how to make your avatar poses look good. I personally recommend this one right here. This is how I learned how to do this. It's really good. I suggest watching that after you're done with this video. I'm going to really quickly make a pose and I'll get back to you when I've done that. Alright, now we've got a sort of vague pointing pose here. I'm far from being the best at doing this type of thing, which is why I'm deliberately not trying to give you all tips on how to make it look good. But once you've got your pose, you should click on it and find the decal for the face. So you can click on it and open up all of this. Under head, there is a decal labelled face. Delete that so it's faceless. You're going to add in custom reactions in your photo editor. And now the most important thing from taking this to looking like a thumbnail is changing the camera FOV. So click on camera, it's under workspace, field of view down here, change that to 30. It looks like it just zooms it in, but it makes it look a lot more cinematic. So if you want a custom background, put it behind a green screen, you know, just lift it up. Or, of course, you can just take a regular image. That's what I'll do for this video, but you can position your camera however you want. I like to just leave a little section here so you can crop it, but now you're going to grab another screenshot. Just grab all the screen like this, and now head back into your photo editor. Here we are in another blank thumbnail canvas. Paste it in, and it's already pretty much the right size. And you're just going to do a few things to make this look a little bit better. So, adjustments, I normally raise the brightness a little bit, you know, reposition, resize, whatever. and then add in all the normal stuff that you would into a thumbnail: text, images. Again, I'll throw a few examples on the screen right now, because I've been recording for an hour. I really can't be bothered to make a thumbnail for no reason. But then you are completely done. If you have used any of these methods on your own thumbnails, please comment below. I would love to check out the creations you've made. And as always, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. Like, subscribe and comment if you want to. Consider watching this video right here if you want to, because YouTube seems to think you like it. And who are you to argue with YouTube? Let's face it. And all that's left to say is bon voyage, my old cream crackers.